Week 12 of the high school football season, and Centerburg is back in action here from the heart of Ohio. The Trojans are the 1 seed in Division 6 Region 23. They take on the 9th-seeded Ridgewood Generals in a regional quarterfinal, live and free on the OH Report. We'll have pregame for you next, right here on the OH Report.
Being able to give back to the community, and just our teamwork is really solid. It makes it an incredible place to work because a lot of people enjoy what they're doing and want to help out.
You get to learn every day. You get to meet very unique people. I get to interact with everyone from the clinical staff to the administrative staff. Everyone has something to offer. It's kind of like a million puzzle pieces coming together to make one large, beautiful piece.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
This is Jonathan Langdon. Catch me right here every Thursday for the Block Party presented by Bob and Bob Door Company, your place for volleyball highlights on the OH Report.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
It is time now for your pregame show presented to you by Webb's Marathon and Automotive right here in Centerburg. The Heart of Ohio plays host to a regional quarterfinal between the Trojans tonight from Centerburg and the Ridgewood Generals coming out of the IVC South Conference, a team that went 9-2 on the year, still at that 9 seed in a stacked Region 23, but still should be a good one here tonight. Jonathan Langdon alongside Peyton Colopy. Your camera operator tonight is Shane Young. Peyton, welcome in. Just talk about these two teams and what we should expect tonight. I know Centerburg we're more familiar with, but Ridgewood, they've got a good tradition as well.
Yeah, Centerburg obviously we know is again a juggernaut team throughout the year, basically running through everybody that they came across. But Ridgewood, somebody we haven't seen this year, is another one of those programs that kind of have their ups and downs a little bit, but this year they got everything put together and got a bit of a juggernaut themselves.
Well, you talk about ups and downs. They were certainly up when they went as far as they did in the postseason last year. They lost a lot of seniors. A lot of people wrote off this group, but here they are, 9-2, 9th seed in this region, playing in week number 12, and they play a tough Centerburg squad, but you look at their last couple of games. They played a good Garraway squad 2 weeks ago. That was how they wrapped up their season, but Newcomerstown, you win it 28-6, and everything's up for this group.
Yeah, this Ridgewood team has just really been given everything that they have all year long. Within the first 7 games of the season, only allowing, looks like, maybe 42 points the entire year. And then they ran into Indian Valley, which, as we all know, Indian Valley is hard to beat at any point in the season. But Ridgewood had an amazing year so far, 8-2 at the regular season, getting a big win last week to make it into the second round of the playoffs. They're going to be looking to carry that momentum throughout the rest of the postseason.
Yeah, shout out John Slusser, the head coach for this group, his 21st year at the helm. Also coaches the girls basketball and the track and field team at Ridgewood. Talk about a busy man, and he's going to be even more busy talking about focusing in on the Centerburg team coming in, but also he's got some stars that can kind of alleviate that. Talon Carns is the main one. He's going to be kind of an athlete. You'll see him all over the field.
Yeah, the coach there at Ridgewood. I had the privilege of playing against him during my playing years when I was in high school, and he's always been a tough coach, kind of an old school style coach, really tough on the boys, a little bit of hard love when it's needed, but he's always able to find some type of fire in these boys just to keep the season going.
Yeah, so Talon Carns, a first-team All-IVC South player last week against Newcomerstown, 14 carries, 109 yards, 45 or just one touchdown for him. I'm trying to remember what that 45 is, but I think it might have just been an error there. But Talon Carns, special player. He was just as special last year in the tournament game towards the end of regionals where they took on Northmore. They still lost that game, but Talon just as big as he's going to be tonight in that one.
Yeah, 14 carries with 109 yards last week is definitely some big numbers. They're going to be relying on him a lot tonight. We've seen other teams kind of pick at the Centerburg defense when it comes to the running game a little bit. They're usually able to adjust at halftime, but Ridgewood's got to put up some numbers before half.
Speaking of Centerburg, they've got some big fellas, and we're going to talk about them in a moment. But first, overall as a team, Andy Colella has them coming off of a bye. This is the week where everybody gets really interested in what these top 4 seeds in each region do, because you haven't played football in 2 weeks at this point, but when they did play football, they played spectacular football in Fredericksburg against Fredericktown. They won 34-0.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Centerburg handles coming off of that bye week. It's something that they've never seen before, something pretty much nobody has ever seen before. We'll see how well they handled that time off and how well the coaching staff was able to keep them prepared for this week.
Looks like the team just about set to make their way out onto the field. Let's go ahead and try to squeeze in the player spotlight today, which is the KMAC Player of the Year, what I like to call now the Kmeisman. 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards passing. Blaine Ball was the obvious choice.
Yeah, Blaine Ball, well over 1,000 yards passing, and then his rushing ability makes him a true dual-threat quarterback. He's definitely dangerous in all aspects of the game, as you see Centerburg and Blaine Ball coming out of the tunnel now.
Thank you so much for joining us live and free on the OH Report. Jonathan Langdon alongside Peyton Colopy, as the Centerburg Trojans are back at home in a postseason game. Of course, they were road warriors for most of last year's postseason run, but here they are in front of their home fans that have come out in bunches to cheer on this group. Keys to victory today. Let's jump back to Ridgewood and what they need to do to really stop this team that is hot in Centerburg. I mean, matching their jersey color, this team is hard to stop, and I think how you do that is stay on top. This is a key I had a couple weeks ago, and the TOP is an acronym for time of possession.
Yeah, they have to control the ball throughout the game. They have to control the line of scrimmage. This game really has to be a Ridgewood game. I mean, it's really a Centerburg game to lose, but Ridgewood has to control every aspect of this game in order to come out with a win tonight.
They went 3 for 8 on third down. That's my second key for them, is just to really clean things up on third down. That'll help them keep the time of possession alive as well. And then on Centerburg's side, they're probably the second biggest team in the KMAC, but talent-wise, I think I put them over Mount Gilead, especially when they beat Mount Gilead by over 40 points here at home a couple weeks ago. But Centerburg, those big fellas got to eat.
Yeah, Centerburg, they have to rely on their big men up front. Ridgewood's always a tough, strong team. No matter how the regular season goes, they're always tough and strong. So they have to rely on their offensive line, and the offensive line really has to control everything throughout the night. And they have to kind of establish their pass game again. We have the revisit the pass game on there. Blaine Ball's got to get things established quick, and he's got to put some big yards on the scoreboard.
So this pregame show presented to you by Webb's Marathon and Automotive. Shout out all of our sponsors bringing you live and free coverage tonight. Stop by Webb's Marathon to join the Webb's Rewards program, where you can earn dollars off fuel and free drinks and coffee. Go Trojans is our final message to you. And if you haven't gotten any snacks yet, make sure to stop on by and get some snacks, maybe either right now before this game really gets going, or you can wait until halftime and get your snacks in that way as well. We'll thank the rest of our sponsors throughout the rest of this broadcast today. So Centerburg opts to return here to start things off tonight. So Ridgewood lining up to take the kick here. And Jaden Smolder, the junior, will be the one to kick it away momentarily. Still a little bit of time left on the clock here, so officials going to wait things off for now, but Miles Marshall and Hayden Love, both all KMAC first teamers, are back to return on this kick. Great crowd for both sides. Ridgewood always travels well, and you can see across the way that they've got a full group of fans here today, and also riding the fences a little bit, just like a lot of those rivalry games do. I know you and I were at Danville for Devil Dog, and that place was crowded. Not quite to that level here for Week 12, but these two teams excited to potentially make it to Week 13. If Centerburg can win today, it would be their first trip to Week 13 since 2005. Again, this is Jaden Smolder set to kick for the Generals. Trojans have Marshall and Love back to return. Nice kick going all the way back to Hayden. He'll catch it right around the 5 and get things going here tonight. Misses the first tackler, then a big hit out of Bryce Tolliver to get things started for this group.
Yeah, Tolliver, the 6'1", 191-pound junior, really kind of using his size to his advantage right there. As we know, Hayden Love's not a small athlete by any means, but Tolliver really able to keep his momentum going downfield and laying a huge hit on Love.
Shout out to Monarch Title Services for your sponsor for your replays today. If you're selling or refinancing your real estate, you get to choose the title company. Why not support those who support the Trojans and close with confidence anytime, anywhere? Playing ball takes over the offense for their first drive of the postseason. He'll send Indiciani in motion. Fake give to Miles Marshall. He'll take it to the far side, and he's got some space, but a good job by that contain man for the Generals to shut him off before the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he was chased down there. Looked, I believe it was number 23, Maverick Lockard, the junior linebacker for Ridgewood, able to chase him down from the backside of that line of scrimmage.
4 tackles last week for Maverick. He's also a big player in the offense that you'll see momentarily here in this game. 2nd down and 9. They will give Blaine a yard. Actually, no, it should be 2nd down and 11. It was a loss of 1 on the play. Blaine Ball, plenty of time in the pocket. He'll throw right near side, and that's going to be complete to Jackson Ballinger. And he is taken down for not much of a gain at all, if any.
You can see Ball there kind of going through his progressions. Ridgewood covering very well downfield. Ball didn't really have anything. Going to his check down man with a quick out pass to Ballinger. But they were able to wrap him up and stop him. Looks like they didn't give him any yards.
This Ridgewood defense gave up just 177 yards last week to Newcomerstown. They didn't let those Trojans score until the 4th quarter. Blaine Ball looking for his deep ball man in Hayden Love. A lot of contact, no call on the flag. Potential pass interference, no, incomplete. That'll make it a 3 and out for Centerburg to start.
And that was just good coverage there by number 14, Jace McQueen, the 5'11 senior. Great call there by the referee. You got to allow these kids play a little bit, let them hit each other down the field. But again, just great coverage.
Not a team that punts much, Centerburg, but Blaine is the punter. He'll drop back now. Just had 1 boot against Fredericktown in Week 10 for 46 yards. As we see a whistle before the snap, that's a flag, and it looks like Ridgewood is going to get called for the penalty.
Looks like an offsides call. I'm not sure who the call was on.
Encroachment on the Generals.
Correction, they're going to get him with encroachment.
So move the ball up 5 yards. Still would be very gutsy if you went for this, Centerburg. Likely going to see the same result. Already a player back to return for Ridgewood. Put a man in motion. Line drive punt. Will take a couple bounces over towards that returner, forcing the backtrack. Lockard will let it ride all the way to the 39. And that is where the defense will take over for these Trojans. But how about the offense for Ridgewood? They had a pretty good week. 354 offensive yards. They had 250 of them on the ground.
Yeah, having that amount of yards throughout the game last week and only 100 of them, 104 of them coming from the air. They definitely rely heavily on their run game, and that's kind of what Centerburg's been known for, is their run defense. So we'll see how well Ridgewood's able to get their game going tonight.
Quarterback for Ridgewood is Jace McQueen, the senior, stands 5'11". He'll hand it off to his primary back to start, and Centerburg eats him up, but not without a 3-yard gain to get them things going for that general run attack.
Looked like just a simple trap play there. Just trying to get things moving a little slow, a little conservative for Ridgewood.
10 minutes to go here in quarter number 1. Centerburg has already punted. They went 3 and out. 2nd down and 6 for Ridgewood. It was actually a gain of 4 as the ball's now on the 43 of the Generals. All of the skill players on the near side of your screen. It'll be a quarterback keeper for McQueen, trying to take it to the sideline. It looks like he'll get a few to make it 3rd down and manageable. They'll mark him down at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, that was just a design run from McQueen all the way there, not even looking downfield at all for anybody. Able to get some decent yards out of it to bring up 3rd and 3, it looks like.
Already said Maverick Lockard's name quite a bit. He comes in for this 3rd down play. Under center for the first time tonight goes McQueen. They've got Bryce Tolliver in the backfield. They'll give it off to him for the 1st down into Centerburg territory.
Yeah, this right here, that first 4-down series is exactly how Ridgewood wanted and needed to start the game. They had to start fast with their running attack to get ahead of the Centerburg Trojan team, hopefully get on the board before they're able to.
That was a Knox Community Hospital 1st down, brought to you by the Centerburg Health and Wellness Center. Ball on the 48 of the Trojans. Quick give as breaking through, Lockard gets a nice gain, getting close to the 40-yard line, and he's going to continue to get pushed for another 1st down, it looks like.
That was an amazing 2nd and 3rd effort by not only Lockard, but his entire offensive unit behind him, getting behind him, pushing the whole pile forward.
Lockard with the carry, second by Wagner and Marshall.
They haven't moved the chains. Okay, there they go. Now the chains are going to get moved. So there's another Knox Community Hospital, Centerburg Health and Wellness 1st down. As McQueen goes back under center. Now it looks like, oh, I guess the chains didn't get the memo. They still weren't moved yet. So as they take that, now the clock will start rolling and Generals are good to go. 8:40 left in the 1st quarter. Still scoreless between Centerburg and Ridgewood in a regional quarterfinal. They will give it right back to Tolliver. He will truck his way along for another nice gain.
Yeah, Tolliver, they're just kind of using his size and his strength to their advantage right now. Kind of got Centerburg back on their heels a little bit.
Looking at the offensive line for Ridgewood, you've got Jared Hostetler, a sophomore, Chris Art, the senior, Parker Snyder, the center, is a junior, Caleb Nettles, a senior, and Jacob Jones, a senior as well. Another quick give going to the outside, and Talon Carns is going to get it all the way to the 30. It'll make it 3rd down and 1, but just wanted to shout out those offensive linemen because they've been doing their job thus far. Those names from left tackle to right tackle. Peyton, what do you like seeing from them so far?
Yeah, I like how tough they're playing. The Centerburg defensive front, we've mentioned it plenty of times throughout the regular season. They're big, they're physical, and they're strong. And Ridgewood really showing them they're not the only tough unit on the team or on the field.
3rd down and 1 as it's given away to Tolliver again. Gets a big hit from the secondary, but not before another 1st down as it's just slowly being chipped away here by Ridgewood. This is a masterclass of a first drive.
Yeah, Tolliver hit, looks like right at the line of scrimmage here, but able to keep his feet just enough to get the extra yardage to pick up that 1st down for the Generals.
Trojans being pushed back, not something that they have seen too often in the KMAC this year. You'd have to go back a long way before the opponent was the first to score in a Centerburg game, as at the 20, another rush goes for not too much.
I think the only time that actually happened this season might have been their only loss.
Against Johnstown.
Against Johnstown. was that week 2, week 3 of the regular season?
That was week 2. And it was right here in the heart of Ohio. Gain of 3 on that run. Make it 2nd down and 7. 6.5 to go in the first quarter. Generals have come to play thus far. 2 in the backfield. They will give it off to Carns, and Carns saw a window immediately close, had to shift to the right, and he is tackled down by Angelo Nichols. That'll make it 3rd down. But I mean, look at that window, and it just immediately shuts off.
Yeah, he had plenty of room in front of him. Centerburg able to close everything down almost as soon as he gets to the line of scrimmage. But Carnes so far showing a little bit of shiftiness. I like the way he's running. He's running strong. He's keeping his legs high.
Fake give to the sweep, and Tolliver will push for another 1st down. Right at that marker, but they do get past it.
Yeah, this Ridgewood offense, they're so fast coming out of the backfield. I couldn't even see where the ball was going. I was actually following number 9, Logan Israel, who was lead blocking for Tolliver, but I didn't even see the ball after it was handed off to number 8.
And doing a good job with concealing that quarterback, Jace McQueen, who is still yet to pass. It was around this range where he threw a touchdown on their first drive against Newcomerstown. He gives it off yet again. Lockard with a nice gain. And just consistent 4, 5, 6-yard rushes here in this drive.
Yeah, that's exactly what Ridgewood needed to start this game. Again, like I said, they had to start fast. They had to attack this Centerburg rush defense, which has been so effective throughout the year. Ridgewood obviously able to keep their offense moving so far in this first drive of the game.
3 in the backfield along with the QB under center, Chase McQueen. He will give it off to Carns, and Carns eaten up quick. Looks like a gain of 3. Another 3rd down on the way, but one of our keys today for the Generals was to convert on 3rd down. They've done it up to this point, and this is a 3rd and short situation.
Yeah, I think they've only had 1 set of downs so far on this drive where they didn't have to go to 3rd down to get. But Ridgewood has always been known for that 3-yard cloud of dust type of offense, and they're really showing it here tonight.
McQueen to Tolliver. He'll topple into the end zone. Touchdown, Ridgewood.
Just handing it off to the big fella right up the middle to finish off this really impressive drive here by the Generals.
Tolliver had a touchdown last week in the 2nd quarter. Well, he scores on the first drive here tonight for the Generals. And they really take it to Centerburg after forcing a 3-and-out when the Trojans got the ball first. Now it's 6-0 for those Ridgewood Generals, who will kick an extra point here. Smolder up and through. 7-0, Ridgewood takes the lead on the road against Centerburg, live and free right here on the OH Report. A lot of happy campers across the way as Ridgewood takes a 7-0 lead after both teams use up their first drives. Now the kick from Smolder, it's a high one heading over towards Hayden Love, but it does careen out of bounds. Flag will be thrown. They'll move it up the field just a little bit, and Centerburg will take over again. They went 3-and-out on their last drive. What did you see from Blaine Ball in those last couple of plays that really Ridgewood did a good job shutting down?
Yeah, honestly, I think they've done a really good job at attacking the point of contact, which what that means is they're able to get a lot of hats to the ball basically as soon as the running back either gets the ball in his hands or gets to the line of scrimmage. Ridgewood's got a lot of orange helmets in the mix there, able to stop the Centerburg offense so far.
Trips far side here for Centerburg on 1st down and 10. That flag takes it all the way up to the 35. Ballinger moves into motion, far side of the offensive line. Give to Miles Marshall, and he is eaten up quick. That'll be a loss of 1. Actually, no, they'll give forward progress. He'll get back to the line.
Yeah, hit initially there by number 52, Jacob Jones, the linebacker for Ridgewood, who I believe it looks like they have him walked up on the defensive line tonight.
So Jacob Jones, the senior, able to make that TFL officially as it's 2nd down and 11. 4 receivers, trips up top. Ballinger moves to the offensive line. Marshall out wide, fake to him. They'll throw right down the middle, and Merklin, making his first action in the last couple of weeks after some injury, drops his first target.
Yeah, that right there. It looked like he was right at the 6, would have been able to pick up the first down. It kind of sounded like he heard a little bit of the footsteps, got a little scared, let the ball go right through his hands.
In danger of another 3 and out. 3rd down and 11 on the 34. Another motion play, ball looking towards Marshall. They'll go down the field yet again. Hayden Love has beat the safety. He makes the catch in the red zone. He's down at the 16.
That right there is what Centerburg's been so dangerous with throughout this entire season. Looking for Hayden Love a majority of this season on those long pass plays like that. Love able to high point the ball, go up and pull down the catch.
Able to rise up over Preston Ader, the senior secondary member for those Generals. Trojans now in business at the 17-yard line. Quick snap, they'll go to Marshall, and the C opens to the end zone. Just needed that one big play, Peyton.
Yeah, they just need a little bit of momentum to go their way, and that offensive line on that scoring play right there, able to open everything up for Marshall to basically walk into the end zone.
Here it is again, brought to you by Monarch Title Services. Miles Marshall was eaten up for a loss of 1 on his last carry. Well, that one is a 17-yard trip to pay dirt, as it's now 6-7, and Centerburg looks like they're going to go for 2. Try to take the lead right here.
Yeah, Centerburg not really known for kicking PATs.
Ball low, snap gives it back off to Marshall. He's the king of 2-pointers, and there's another one. Trojans lead it now 8-7 after that play right there. Marshall with 6, and then 2 more. Why not? Trojans up by 1 here on the OH Report. Centerburg kicks it off now with the lead. They'll go with a short squibber around the 35, scooped up easily by Ridgewood. It looks like Logan Israel got on the ball. Actually Andrew Kinsey able to make the play, and we will see 1st down and 10 for Ridgewood. That last drive, Peyton, three best players in the KMAC. You have Hayden Love, you've got Miles Marshall, Blaine Ball, all made plays. It was a 66-yard pass to Hayden Love to get them over to the 17-yard line, and then it was a 17-yard scamper by Marshall to make it now 22 rushing touchdowns on the year. First down and 10 for Ridgewood, and a flag, a ton of them. Every single official on the field threw their flag on that play. That tells me that this is going to be pretty blatant, Peyton.
Yeah, I didn't catch where the flag was. Oh, yeah, that left guard jumped way early for Ridgewood.
You got to love it when every official is in unison. That's the most laundry I think I've seen on one play this year.
Yeah, that was pretty much everybody pulled their yellow hanky out at the same time. Correction, that was actually the left tackle. They got the call there.
First down and 15 now after that play as McQueen eaten up. Angelo Nichols gets in there. Looks like Tommy Haas also helped out.
Yeah, Ridgewood trying to get McQueen into the mix a little bit, try to get the heat off of their three running backs that they kind of focused on that first drive. Able to pick up a couple yards on that play.
Shout out Angelo Nichols, was named the All-KMAC second team defensive player. He has been a run stopper all year, and he stays out there here for second down and 14. Long distance to go for the Generals with two receivers far side. Dropping back to pass. It'll be the first one of the day. If he actually does decide to launch it, he will, but out of bounds. Nobody really in the vicinity, just trying to throw that away.
Yeah, Centerburg, great coverage downfield. Didn't leave McQueen anybody really to throw to. Just had to get rid of that to try to avoid a sack.
So the clock stops at 2:01 to go here in this first quarter. Both teams have already scored a touchdown. Nice start to this first quarter in week 12 of action.
Third down and 14 from the 32-yard
Generals facing
line.
third down and 14. Ball on the Ridgewood 32. Trojans bunched up basically everybody within the hashes. Now move the back in motion. Israel waiting for a potential screen. Collapsing pocket, running out of it and slipping is Jace McQueen. He'll go to the original line of scrimmage, but it will be a 3 and out.
Yeah, that right there, it looked like if he was able to make that move successfully, he had a little bit of green grass in front of him to maybe not quite get the first down, but pick up some much-needed yards to make it fourth and manageable.
Great job by Hagan Bryant to just simply be there and maybe intimidate the quarterback enough to slip to the ground. Talon Carns, the star athlete for Ridgewood, also the punter. He'll boot this away. A very good coverage, very good blocking by those Generals. Ooh, Love scooped that up, took a big hit, paid for it. But the Trojans will get the football back with the Knox Community Hospital Centerburg Health and Wellness first down. So you use all three of your offensive stars on that last drive. Do you do anything different?
Yeah, honestly, I think they were able to get everything working, getting the running game, as we saw, opened up just a little bit with that big pass that we saw downfield. We'll see what they try to do, see if they go back to the pass on this, maybe try to nickel and dime down the field, but
He'll go right back to Miles Marshall, a 17-yard carry in his last handoff. This will be enough for a first down. It'll go for 13. 2 carries for 30 yards for him as of late.
big double team there by Ballinger and the right tackle there for Centerburg. Able to seal in that defensive end to open that up for Love.
Dating back to that game against Fredericktown, Centerburg ran for 293 yards. They're looking for similar success as it is starting to finally open up for them after a rough first drive where they went 3 and out. Trips near side. Looks like it'll be a quick screen. Hayden Love makes the catch. He's got plenty of space on the sideline, gets past the 45. They'll mark him at the 42-yard line of Ridgewood.
Pushed out of bounds by McQueen. First down, Trojans.
Yeah, McQueen able to make the first contact there to push him out of bounds. And then number 5, Wyatt Marlott, coming in and laying a bit of a hard hit there on Love.
You can see Hayden already dirty today. Of course, a lot of rain in the early part of today, and beautiful field that hasn't been beaten up too much. Just hope that that's not going to change here this week in the heart of Ohio. Trips far side now. 25 seconds to go. Marshall gets another give. He'll take it to the far side. Great blocks downfield. Stiff arms one. He's to the 20. That's where he's shoved out. And the Trojans get another big gain of, looks like 25.
Marshall on the carry, out of bounds at the 18.
How about that last stiff arm there right at the end of this run? You'll see here in just a second, kind of, it looks like he lifted number 2, Sean Beckelheimer. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing that name wrong. But he kind of lifted him off the ground and kind of sat him on a seat there.
The official gain is 26. 18 seconds to go. Indiciani moves into motion. Marshall with the handoff yet again. He'll cut past 3 defenders. Nearly had himself in the end zone, but he is right at the 5. Chains move again. We won't need them now.
First down, Trojans.
Yeah, 13 seconds left here in this first quarter. Centerburg just about ready to score again.
And they're going to wait. They'll wait until the second quarter. They're going to get their fans hype. 8-7 here on the OH Report. Centerburg leads it over Ridgewood here in a regional quarterfinal in Division 6. Trojans are starting to roll here from the heart of Ohio. Just a 1-point game, but they are flirting with putting another score on the board. They lead it 8-7 over number 9 Ridgewood in Division 6 Region 23. Ball at the 5 for first down and goal. Going back to Marshall, he scored the first touchdown. He's looking close to the goal line. He will be marked short around the 2.
Yeah, why not go back to Marshall here? I mean, he's carried this drive so far, and as well as he's carried it, why not try to give him the reward of getting the ball into the end zone again?
Another score would be his 23rd on the ground this year for Miles Marshall. Already 30 seconds gone here in the second quarter. A lot of bodies right on that line. Just 2 receivers. Back to Marshall they go. He will trot in. He's got another score right in front of the Red Army.
Yeah, Ridgewood there had all of their big guys up front trying to plug up the middle of that line to no avail. That Centerburg offensive line was just too good on that drive and weren't able to kind of get any foothold on defense.
So Miles, as we said, gets his 23rd touchdown on the ground this year, and he'll likely get a chance to go for 2 yet once again. Blaine Ball takes the snap, option play, decides to keep it, and he pays for it dearly as Lockard able to get the stop. It'll stay a 7-point game.
2-point try is no good. Lockard with the tackle.
Going to stay here for now. Want to take a second to thank our sponsors bringing you today's live and free coverage, as we'll kick it away to Ridgewood here momentarily. But shout out to our sponsors, of course, Webb's Marathon and Automotive, along with the Centerburg, Ohio AmVets Post 59, Monarch Title Services, Remax Peak with Tyler Griffith, also the Knox Community Hospital and the Centerburg Health and Wellness Center, Avita Home Health and Hospice, and Knox Community Hospital. Brand Fravel, the freshman, will kick this away in a 14-7 contest. Ridgewood will have another chance on the ball momentarily. 11-17 left here in the second quarter. Both teams, I would say, looking sharp, as they should, in week number 12. But the offense has to get going again for the Generals. We'll see if it can happen here. Scoop from Israel, or correction, number 7 out there on the return. Talon Carns still refuses to go down. He's shy of the 40. They'll mark him at the 39. That's where the next drive will start for the Ridgewood Generals. So they got forced to third down and long last time out, and whenever you're a running team, that's always a big no-no. You cannot go to third down and long, because then you have to go desperation mode, and that's what we saw in the last drive.
Yeah, definitely. We saw Ridgewood kind of have their way with Centerburg defense the first drive of the game, and then the false start right at the beginning of that last drive really killed what bit of momentum they did have.
They'll hand it off up the middle, but Centerburg's defense starting to figure out maybe this Ridgewood running attack as they force it to no gain.
Yeah, Centerburg had a lot of hats on the ball that play. Able to swallow him up as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage. Looks like they're going to give him 1 yard, have him down at the 40.
Staying with that wing formation. Carns in motion, fumble, ball comes out, it's scooped up by Centerburg. Hayden Love, the heads-up play as he was looming in the secondary, and all of a sudden that ball just came right at him.
Yeah, it looked like McQueen maybe tried to turn to hand the ball off just a little too early, didn't quite have his hands on it. The ball kind of squeaked forward 5 yards, and Centerburg able to jump on it. Hayden Love picking up a fumble recovery here.
And that is the last thing you could do if you were Ridgewood, and that is give this red-hot offense prime field position already in Ridgewood territory at the 45. Ball will catch this snap at the shotgun right at midfield. He's got Marshall to his right. Ballinger heads into motion. Dropping back to pass, looking far side of the field. Pocket collapses. He decides to tuck it and run. He's got 5 yards already. He'll get tackled forward for 2 more. Decent gain will make it second down and short.
Good decision making there by Ball. Didn't have anything downfield. Could have kicked it out to his check down man, Ballinger, but even Ballinger had 1 or 2 guys right in front of him. Still wouldn't have got very many yards out of it. And able to turn that play into a 7-yard rush for the quarterback.
Trips up top, just kind of going off trends I've seen from Centerburg. Watch them run this potentially to the right. There goes Ball. He sees some space up ahead, and he'll get inside the 35. I remember we were here for a game against Loudonville not too long ago, and they basically stacked all of their skill players at the top of the screen on a play where they were on the near hash, and they just let Ball run through. There's nobody in the secondary. It was an easy touchdown. Now, it didn't happen there, but that's kind of the trend that the Trojans, they just kind of play the numbers game a lot.
Yeah, trying to force the defense to push all their guys to the one side of the field and hopefully get the right blocks that they need. Obviously able to work out there for the first down.
3 receivers here. Skylar Merklin all alone at the bottom of the screen. They'll look to go on a bubble out to Miles Marshall. A flag down the field. It looks like this is going to go on Hayden Love as he was trying to bleed block. So Laundrie is on the field. We'll take a look at this again.
I believe that is the call, holding on Hayden Love. That's one of those calls where kind of could have gone either way. He could have thrown the flag, and it's a good call throwing the flag here. But again, even if he didn't pull the flag and let the play ride out, honestly, I think even that would have been a good call. It was kind of one of those situations where it doesn't really matter which way you go. It's a good decision by the referee.
Well, back to square one. If you're Centerburg, I guess you're 2 yards up the field from where you started the drive, but still a lot of work to do now. First down and 20. Under 9 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Trojans lead at 14-7, trying to stack on. Long run for Indiciani on the motion. It'll go to Marshall as he is tackled quickly. Nice job getting to the back. Bryce Tolliver, another nice scoop up.
Yeah, this right here is exactly what Ridgewood needed out of their defense. Tolliver coming in, making the tackle there. After the lost fumble on their last offensive drive, they needed their defense to kind of step up to prevent another Centerburg score.
And Diciani joins Hayden Love far side as a receiver. Bollinger across the offensive line. Ball all alone in the pocket. Able to complete it to that tight end. Jackson Ballinger right close to the first down marker. They've got it. Move those chains.
Looked like a bit of a break in coverage here for Ridgewood. No, somebody fell. Yeah, somebody fell there for Ridgewood, able to open everything up for Ballinger to make that catch.
Also credit to Blaine Ball. There was a free rusher right at him, still able to make a nice throw.
Yeah, somebody came in untouched through the line of scrimmage and stayed in there strong.
7.5 to go now in the second. Uh-oh, flag here, and Ballinger forgot to motion, and I think he started to, and then that's going to go as a false start. Yeah, look at Jax. He kind of saw it there. Can't go half-hearted. You got to go all in if you're going to go in a motion. Moving 5 more yards back. That's already 2 flags on this drive for 15 yards. Marshall on another give. Tried to rip it out, Ridgewood. Miles holds on, gets a decent gain. They'll live to see another down. I mean, just look at this right here. You could see that arm pull up from the Generals.
And he had a good hand on the ball from what we could see from the replay. But good on Marshall, able to hang on to it to avoid the fumble.
Second down and 12. Trips near side. Nobody on the other side of the field. Miles gets another give, and with all of that space, he's going to make one miss and prance to the end zone. There's a flag on the field, however, so Marshall likely not going to get his 3rd touchdown of the game.
Looks like it's going to be another holding call on that Centerburg offensive front.
Here it comes on your screen. Be ready for it.
I think that right there, number 50 for Centerburg, had just a little bit of the jersey there of that Ridgewood defender. That's Aiden Gray. Referees felt like that impeded the defender just enough to where he couldn't make the play on that, which is why the flag was pulled.
Centerburg in their last game had 3 penalties for 20 yards. Well, they've got 3 for 25 in this drive alone. 6.5 to go here in the second. They lead at 14-7. Self-inflicted wounds keeping this a 1-score game. Ball drops back to pass, goes for Ballinger, who slipped, still able to make the catch. Makes it 3rd down and more manageable than it could have been, as it was 2nd down and 18. Now it'll be about 3rd down and 13.
Yeah, I believe Ballinger maybe just hit a soft spot in the ground there as he's trying to come back to the ball. It's a good ball placement there by the quarterback for Centerburg. Putting in a spot there for Ballinger to be able to make a play.
On the 26-yard line. And Disiani moves to the field side. Miles Marshall open yet again. Can't get to the marker, though. Nice open field tackle made by the quarterback on the other side, Jace McQueen.
Marshall on the carry, tackled by Carns and McQueen. Brings up 4th down.
So that'll make it 4th down. It looked like there was more room than there really was for Marshall, as they'll have to regroup now for 4th down and 6. Big play in the game. If you're Ridgewood, you need a stop. You can't let the Trojans go up 2 scores. And Disiani back in motion. Snap to ball, fake to Marshall. Blaine goes up the middle of the field, and he's not going to get to the 1st down marker clearly as he slipped going up the middle. I'm shocked they went on the ground that time.
Yeah, I kind of thought they might look for Love over the middle or even kick it to Ballinger. But going up the middle and, again, slipping basically as soon as he gets to the line of scrimmage. And the Centerburg field making the stop for the Generals today.
Yeah, that beautiful Bermuda grass they just put in for this year that has been kept nice because of the beautiful weather that we have had for Friday nights here in Ohio. New opportunity for the Ridgewood offense as they're starting to slip on the field as well. Nice little reverse play to Carns, who spins around, continues to churn forward for a 1st down and more.
Look at this effort by Ridgewood, pushing Carns further downfield.
I mean, I'll be honest, I queued the replay before they even blew the whistle dead, but even after this cuts out, they kept pushing forward, and Carns, he's not a big guy. He's 5'8", 150, but he's got some big fellas to help him out.
Yeah, no, again, like you said, he's not big, but he's really kind of showing his talent so far tonight. Keeping his legs driving, very technical runner so far that we've seen out of him tonight.
Fake give to Carns, long turn for the quarterback McQueen, still able to make it not too bad as it will be a loss of 1.
Taking a bit of a shot from number 54, Hagen Bryant, one of those Centerburg Trojans we talked about a lot this year.
We actually talked about a lot of Centerburg defenders this season because they're star-studded, and as they should have, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I've got 5 players of their 11 that are all KMAC this year.
Yeah, that right there just shows how good this defensive unit is for Centerburg.
McQueen turns the corner again. He thought about throwing. He actually tossed it back. This is going to get thrown. What a trick play. And Carns, is he going to take it the distance? Yes, he is.
That was number 23, Maverick Lockard, that threw that from the backfield for Ridgewood.
I mean, are you kidding me? Ridgewood, a potential chance to tie as Carns looks to be down a little bit. Yeah, you saw the pitch. And then Lockard launches one down the field. Nobody there for Centerburg. That is a beautiful play out of Ridgewood. Some trickery to go up against this number 1 team in the region.
Yeah, that was perfectly designed. It worked exactly how that play is designed to work. He's able to stretch everything out and kind of pull all of Centerburg's defense up forward and just make a quick pitch to Lockard, and Lockard just heaves it as far downfield as he can.
This extra point is to tie it up. 4:05 to go in the second. This one up and through. So the Generals took the lead early in this one. Well, Centerburg, they put 14 points in a row up on the board, but the Generals not going away just yet. We are all knotted at 14.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Community.
From the heart of Ohio, we are all tied at 14 thanks to a crazy play by Ridgewood that we will show you after this kickoff yet again. Trojans will get the football back. Kicking this off is Smolder. He'll go short, angled to the far side of the field, takes a bounce. They'll give it to Hayden Love on the return, who's hit hard quickly right around the 30-yard line. But let's go back to that play that we saw on the last one. I mean, they had a pitch in there. I could hardly even tell that they pitched the football off. And then the throw down the field, and Talon Carns does the rest. He's been their big play player all season long. No difference there.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit up here in the press box before the kickoff. We all thought that McQueen was getting pushed out of bounds, and that was going to be the end of that play. And then all of a sudden, the ball comes out of nowhere downfield, and Carns just kind of sat down underneath of it, and it fell right into his arms.
We have 3 media outlets here covering this game today. Shout out to WMVO, also WTNS. I want to know what their reactions to that play are. I will be watching after the fact. I don't think hardly any of us even recognize there was a flip in that play, just with the angle that we had here from the box. First down and 10 for Centerburg, as Marshall nearly tripped up in the backfield. He's going to get taken down ultimately by number 5, Wyatt Marlatt.
Yeah, Marlatt, the sophomore, coming up from the safety position, able to make the play at the line of scrimmage.
So great play there by the Ridgewood defense. We are tied up here in a 1-9 matchup in this region that was stacked. I mean, this team, 2 losses. They went 8-2 in the regular season. Got a 9 seed. That just tells you how good it is here in this region, as a first down made by Centerburg on the catch by Hayden Love.
Yeah, ball able to slip the pass there and do a tight window, and good on Love, able to hold on to it all the way through the completion. Yeah, ball throwing that into double coverage.
Yeah. Not very conservative today. Blaine has definitely taken a couple deep shots down the field. Doesn't want to play scared. You really can't. You're the number 1 team in this region. You're playing with house money. But don't let it go too far if you're Centerburg, as we see Marshall gain 2.
Marshall on the carry.
How do you feel about the aggressiveness so far?
Yeah, I like the way that both teams are playing. Both came out throwing huge punches at each other. Sitting tied at 14 with 2.5 minutes left in the first half. We knew coming into it was going to be a tight game because both these teams are just so good. But I like the way both teams are kind of going at each other.
Empty backfield for Blaine. Looks up the seam, and Disiani gets a big shot right at the end of the play, and there's a flag. It looks like one of the officials, the one right by the play, thought about throwing a flag. He didn't, and then the near side sideline official threw it, and they're going to convene. We'll see if they decide to pick it up.
Yeah, I felt like he was trying to hold off from hitting him, and that's exactly what their thought is. They felt he held off just enough to avoid the unnecessary penalty there. Ridgewood getting a big break right there.
Yeah, so they pick up the flag. It'll make it 3rd down and 7. There has to be an aspect added to the fact that the official right by the Centerburg fans made that call, and then he ends up not being able to go through with it. Flag gets picked up. Now he's going to be hearing quite a bit. 3rd down and 7, 2:19 to go here in the second. We are all knotted at 14 from the heart of Ohio. Ball empty backfield, 2 rushers, able to get past both of them, going for the first down marker, and he dives for it and has it. Great play by Blaine, the KMAC player of the year.
Number 10, Logan Reidenbaugh, and Talon Carns, number 7, were in there to apply the pressure on Ball. But Ball is just so shifty, able to kind of get through the line of scrimmage fairly easily.
4 receivers, both bunched together on each side. Marshall moves to the left side, Carr. 1st and 10 in the Ridgewood 48. Ball rolls to his left, far side work of the field. They'll go to the sticks again. Love makes another catch. That's his 4th today.
Yeah, something we haven't seen a ton from Centerburg this year is them kind of nickel and diming their way down the field with their passing attack. kind of doing a little bit of that right now, throwing everything to the sticks or just shy of it.
Got your Centerburg Health and Wellness first down, brought to you by the Knox Community Hospital. 1:21 and counting here for the Trojans to try and take the lead back. Give it back to Miles, breaks through. Breaks a tackle as well, goes to the far sideline. He stays up on his feet for the end zone. It's a third touchdown today for Miles Marshall.
Yeah, I thought maybe there for a second, number 14, Jace McQueen, was going to be able to make the play on this. Maybe force him out of bounds, but Marshall able to just tiptoe his way up the sidelines in for another Centerburg score.
Great job angling right to that sideline. Didn't step out of bounds. And we'll see a timeout by Ridgewood before any sort of two-point conversion. First timeout of the game called by either side. But how about Miles Marshall? I mean, you got to feel for him because it was a very top-heavy race for KMAC Player of the Year. Loses it to his quarterback, but I'm sure he doesn't mind it at all, but he's still proven his point to why he has been one of the better players, not just in the KMAC, but in the area as well.
Yeah, Miles Marshall, only a junior, so he's coming back next year to hopefully put another insane season like he's had this year together for next season. But the combination between Ball and Marshall throughout the season, both running and passing, is just you could tell the chemistry between those two, and really Ball with all of his receivers. It's just been clicking. You tell these guys have worked a lot together over the years.
Miles Marshall, that is his 24th touchdown of the year, the third today. He is now over 1,400 rushing yards on the season. He'll join Ball in the shotgun just as they've been all game long for this two-point try. Blaine keeps it. Last time he was shut down short, cuts inside, and same story here. It'll be 20-14 with 1:08 to go. Ridgewood a chance to double up. They'll get the football back to start the second half, and they'll get 1:08 here to work with 2 timeouts at their disposal. So the Centerburg defense, they're definitely going to want to make sure the Generals don't score here in this half. But is that all you're really trying to aim to do? Do you want to try to kill them off with some time for yourself, or do you just contain and try to keep the score?
See, honestly, it could kind of go either way. We've seen Centerburg really shut down Ridgewood completely, and if they were able to do that to start this drive, it would leave them plenty of time. But Ridgewood, the way they've been running the clock down so far in this first half, it makes you wonder if Ridgewood even is left with enough time for themselves because of how slow-paced their offense is.
And I don't think they've got any more trick plays, or who knows, they could have some. Line drive, Ridgewood dives on it and drops to the ground, tries to keep themselves as much time as they can. 1 second ticks off the clock. While the Knox Community Hospital first down for the Generals as they'll start things at the 40. They'll work on the near side hash. I was wondering maybe if Brand Fravel would try to kick it a little further down the field. Try to get him back even further, but not the case. We'll see McQueen go to work for Ridgewood. Just 60 yards to go till potential 6. Trips far side. McQueen takes the snap, rolls immediately to his right. Ballinger gets there, nearly makes a tip on the play, but it is complete to Carns for about 5 yards.
Looks like we have another Ridgewood timeout.
Timeout, Ridgewood.
Ridgewood kind of having to go in a little bit of a 2-minute drill here, really cut down to a 1-minute drill.
They lost 12 seconds on that first play. And they only gained 5 yards, so you got to start looking a little bit further down the field, but that pass rush starting to get there for Centerburg as Ballinger was pretty close to tipping that ball.
Yeah, they definitely need a little more productivity out of these plays in this last minute of the quarter of the half. But they do have one timeout to kind of help them get down the field. But they're going to have to rely heavily on everybody getting back to the ball quickly or getting the ball out of bounds to stop the clock.
Sitting on the far side of hash, they'll have a lot of room working towards us. But if they do want to go out of bounds, maybe we'll see them work the boundary side. 55 seconds to go, 20-14. Trojans lead by 6 after another rushing touchdown by Miles Marshall in the last drive. All of the skill players on the field side. Looked like they wanted to take a shot down the field, but McQueen holds on to it too long. That'll make it 3rd down and very long with 40 seconds to go and counting, and it looks like Coach Colella holding on to those timeouts. He's got all 3 of them to his disposal.
Yeah, there's really no need to call a timeout for Centerburg.
Well, now they will.
And he actually does here. Probably going to try to do a little chalk talk, as we call, with his defense, trying to see what the defensive unit might actually be thinking that Ridgewood could run here.
Yeah, I guess he wanted to wait to see what they were in until calling that timeout, and with that at the expense, they lose a couple seconds on the clock. So they get a stop here on 3rd, get the ball back. They'll have less time to work with, but conservative play just to make sure you know, or at least have an idea of what Ridgewood's in for 3rd down and 16. Generals out on the field. Trojans already spread out in what they're going to run. Generals have a timeout to go, so they could do the same if they want before this is snapped. McQueen skins the field, takes the snap. They'll hand it off to the back. This is Israel, who makes a couple miss, continues to charge, but he will be short of the 1st down marker. That's a great run from Logan Israel.
Yeah, he was hit by 1 or 2 guys at every level of this defense and still able to keep his legs turning to get him all the way down. It looks like a 3rd and 2. It's definitely a lot better than a 2nd and 15 is what they were looking at.
And it looks like they'll settle for that because the clock goes to zeros. It was going to be dangerous if they ran 4th down right around midfield, so they decide to hold on to things. And this is how we will go to the halftime locker room. Centerburg leads it 20-14. Great 1 versus 9 contest here in Division 6, Region 23. The band shows are coming up next here on the OH Report.
Avita Home Health and Hospice is locally owned, locally managed. All of our staff, our board, everybody are members of the local community. Our medical director is a member of our local community and has practiced in Bucyrus for over the last 10 years. When you call in, you're getting a local person. The nurses that you talk to all live, work, and recreate in your community. I mean, I've been doing this for 16 years and I've taken care of 3 generations of some families. We're the hometown people.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Please welcome to the field the Trojan Pride Marching Band. The band is under the direction of this year's drum majors, Tressie Beverly and Seth Osborne Churchill. This evening, the band will be performing their 2025 show entitled We Got the Latin Fever, a tribute to the late Chuck Mangione. The show will begin with a well-known Latin jazz standard, The Tiger of San Pedro, featuring trumpet soloist Brody Andrews, and then segue right into On the Floor by Jennifer Lopez, ending with the Mangione opener.
being able to give back to the community, and just our teamwork is really solid. It makes it an incredible place to work because a lot of people enjoy what they're doing and want to help out.
You get to learn every day. You get to meet very unique people. I get to interact with everyone from the clinical staff to the administrative staff. Everyone has something to offer. It's kind of like a million puzzle pieces coming together to make one large, beautiful piece.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
This is Jonathan Langdon. Catch me right here every Thursday for the Block Party presented by Bob and Bob Door Company, your place for volleyball highlights on the OH Report.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Jumping into our halftime show presented to you by Webb's Marathon and Automotive right here in Centerburg. Jonathan Langdon alongside Peyton Colopy. 20-14, Trojans sit on top thanks to a great performance in the first half from their running game, specifically Miles Marshall, who comes in to the third quarter with all three of the scores in this one against this Ridgewood squad as you see them all on your screen here, as Miles has just been able to open some things up here later on in this game. Of course, they got shut out in their first drive. They went 3 and out, Peyton, but it seems ever since that drive, offensively they've looked good. Now defensively on the other side, Ridgewood, they had a nice trick play to tie up the game. But outside of that first drive, I think Centerburg's defense starting to settle in too.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Both teams kind of throwing punches at each other, but again, the Centerburg defense really kind of stepping up and kind of getting things figured out. We'll see what kind of halftime adjustments they made in the locker room to try to figure out some of those little bit of trickery plays that Ridgewood ran in that first half. But again, so far a great game by both teams. Miles Marshall kind of putting Centerburg team on his back and carrying them through this game. But again, both teams playing really well.
You see Ridgewood warming up. They will get the ball back to start this second half. So that'll be big for them if they can get off to a solid start. Digging around, looking for our brackets. I don't remember where they are in our system, so I might not be able to find them. But, of course, the winner of this game will take on the winner of Mount Gilead and Colonel Crawford going on elsewhere. And as it sits right now, Colonel Crawford up big, 28-0 over those Indians, and looking like they might cruise on the road to a nice win.
Yeah, Colonel Crawford, a very strong team all year long. Little surprised by the score so far out of that one, because we all know how good Mount Gilead is with their one loss coming to Centerburg right here in Centerburg. But again, a little surprising by that score, but Colonel Crawford, they're a tough team.
Yeah, so Crawford, of course, they've got the running game down. They've got the pass game as well that is always so good. And they've got a 2-quarterback system there, which is not something that you typically see. But Crawford, probably, I would imagine, over in Mount Gilead, throwing everything in the kitchen sink at them to just really rattle that Mount Gilead defense, and that's why you see the score over there. Checking in elsewhere on the KMAC, the Danville Blue Devils fighting as an 11 seed in Region 27. Well, I'll tell you what, they're not an 11 seed, folks. They're up 42-0 over the number 3 seeded Fisher Catholic in that region.
And that right there just goes to show how good the Danville team really is. Only being an 11 seed, OHSA might have to retake a look at how they score teams going into the playoff rankings because Danville at an 11 seed winning huge last week, 54-0, and then already up 42-0 on the number 3 team in the region is just insane numbers.
So, of course, it's a collision course over in that region now to potentially see Danville play in a regional championship against the Hillsdale Falcons, the team they played in the Final Four. So those, I mean, I think I just saw someone in the box just get informed of that Danville score, and I just saw their mouth open wide as they're starting to realize Danville's a problem in Division 7, and that's why we're talking about them right now, because the KMAC, it's up and down right now with representation. Of course, Mount Gilead down big, Danville up big, Centerburg in a tight one here against Ridgewood as both teams making their way out to the field, and Centerburg will kick off to Ridgewood to start this second half. Peyton, of course, we had our keys to victory coming in. What do you see for Ridgewood in this second half? What do they need to do to get over the edge?
Well, I think they need to start the second half just how they started the first half. They started off really strong right at the beginning of the game, starting off fast, getting a quick score on the board, and then everything kind of stalled out. They have to get that fast start again, and they have to be able to keep that momentum to carry them throughout the rest of this game.
Centerburg just looking for a playoff home win. It's something that they've missed for quite some time here from the heart of Ohio. They're on a collision course for one here tonight with the second half about set to go. Brandon Fravel will kick things off. Live and free on the OH Report, short kick. This will roll. It stays inbounds, and Ridgewood has to make a play. They ultimately do make a play, but a great job by Hayden Love just to put the pressure on. What a kick from Fravel.
Yeah, that right there, that was a dangerous decision there by Maverick Lockard. Clearly was not aware of how many red jerseys were bearing down on top of him. Hoping the ball was going to go out of bounds. Clearly, it took a Centerburg bounce, kind of rolled away from the boundary line there. And Centerburg almost got the ball back on the opposing 21-yard line.
Yeah, that would have been just another example of a couple of plays where Ridgewood has really just given up some big momentum as they fumbled the ball and gave it to Centerburg earlier in the first half. But this time they avoid disaster. McQueen sends a man in motion. Fakes a roll to the left. He'll spin around. Pass rusher getting there. This ball nearly ripped away by Blaine Ball on the coverage, but it is complete to Logan Israel.
I think even after Israel pulled the ball in, Blaine was still trying to fight for it, but quickly gave up the fight for the ball and just wanted to make the tackle.
So not much of a gain, if any. Looks like they will give him one. 2nd down and 9. Just 2 receivers here for the 2nd down, and could say long, medium maybe. Handoff, big hit in the backfield, and a bunch of Trojans collapse in on the back. Make it 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, I believe that was number 19, Carter Rodebeck, making the initial hit there in the backfield.
Centerburg defense trying to get the crowd hype here right by us. They're obliging. Bells ringing in the bleachers. 3rd down and 10. Ball on the 21 of the Generals. Trojans lead at 20-14. Empty backfield for McQueen. Collapsing pocket. Able to get past a couple, but he is ultimately taken down by the Trojan defense.
It was Hagen Bryant again on the big stop there. It looks like it's a loss of 1.
So it will go down as a sack for Hagen Bryant to make it 4th and 10. And just like Ridgewood did to Centerburg on their first drive in the first half, it's a 3 and out. Long punt on the way potentially from Talon Carns. Talon, nice boot. It'll bounce at the 45, goes into Centerburg territory, and it will die at the 44. So switch possession. Centerburg will take over with a Knox Community Hospital first down presented by the Centerburg Health and Wellness Center. And they'll work on the far hash. Jonathan Langdon here alongside Peyton Colopy. Camera operator is Shane Young here tonight. Give a shout out to our sponsors as well. AmVets Post 58, also, AmVets Post 59, Webb's Marathon and Automotive, Remax Peak, Monarch Title Services, and Avita Home Health and Hospice. Ballinger in motion on 1st down and 10. High snap, ball scoops it up, and they give it to Marshall for a loss of 1.
Marshall on the carry,
It was swallowed up immediately there by number 54 for Ridgewood. That's Caleb Nettles, the defensive lineman.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and longer. 9.5 to go and rolling here in this 3rd quarter. 4 receivers along with Marshall on the left sidecar. Quick snap, quick throw as well. This ball deflected and picked. Scooped up by Jace McQueen, quarterback on quarterback crime.
Yeah, McQueen giving up a fumble earlier in the first half of this game. Now coming in a little clutch with this interception.
Off the hands of Hayden Love, and you know he'll be eating himself up for that play, but he'll have to stay out on the field and do some secondary work as he kind of lingers on that. So give it back to the Generals after their 3 and out. They are gifted another opportunity to tie or even take the lead with a score of their own. Give off to Carns with a lot of momentum, but he is cut off quickly for a gain of 1.
Yeah, I believe that was number 8, Haas, for Centerburg, able to make the tackle, holding them to just a 2-yard gain. As you mentioned, Carns had a lot of momentum, a lot of speed going downhill.
I mean, he started like 7 or 8 yards back, very, very much further than what you're usually used to seeing out of a running back. And that's when you got the smaller backs. They want to get that extra head start. Wing formation here for 2nd down and 7. And we'll see a flag. Centerburg's fans seem to see it right away. You'll get a look at it again thanks to Monarch Title Services.
Yeah, that's going to be number 79, Jared Hostetler. And I believe the left guard there for Ridgewood also moved.
So Hostetler, the youngest player on that offensive line, gets the false start call, a sophomore. But he's the biggest guy they have, too. It's going to be a good piece for the next couple of years. 8 minutes to go as the clock continues to roll. And the running game seems to have been shut down again. Pretty solid from Centerburg. They went with Tolliver that time on the give, and Bryce is cut off right around the original line of scrimmage.
I've talked a lot over this season about halftime adjustments that these coaching staffs make with their teams. Centerburg is one of the best at it. The adjustments that they make at halftime, week in and week out, is just crazy how different of a team they are from first half to second.
McQueen dropping back to pass, lost the football, has to catch it again. And the stop made by Centerburg as Evan Tudor. Looks like he helped out. Actually, no, it's Cole Evans making the play. And it's 4th down and long.
It looked like he went to throw the ball, and just as soon as he pulled the ball back to release it, just slipped out of his hands.
The condensation here tonight.
Well, I believe I saw a little bit of rain at halftime as we're sitting up here in the press box. But again, it rained pretty much all day long.
It died at just the right time. Here's the punt from the Generals. Much higher than the last one. This will bounce in Centerburg territory. Roll back to Love, who scoops it up, decides to go with it. And he is herded down by 3 Ridgewood special teams players, and the Trojans will look to not see a ball drop through Hayden's hands this time and try to prevent another takeaway. Both teams have had a takeaway in this game. That's as many as they had in each of their last games. These defenses aren't really known for taking it away from their opposition. They're just known for simply getting stops.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of turnovers, and credit to the offenses that these teams have played, being able to hold on to the ball as well as they have. But these defenses are just so good, it doesn't really matter if they take the ball away. They're going to stop you anyways.
Bubble route throw. This is forward, so it'll be incomplete as they were looking for Jax Ballinger. Also a flag on the field. We'll see what this is all about. Looks like a hold. Started to make the call on the wrong side. Fixes things up and move them back 10 yards.
Another costly penalty there by Centerburg that they've kind of been plagued by throughout the season. Just penalties coming at the wrong time, especially from this offensive line, who's got quite a few holding calls throughout this season.
1st down and 20 after the hold. 6:22 to go here in the 3rd. Empty backfield for Blaine Ball. Just threw an interception not too long ago. He'll invite Marshall to join him. Held on to by Blaine. Another flag thrown. Ridgewood fans rejoicing on the far side. They think this is another hold.
And it is.
Here's a look again, brought to you by Monarch Title Services, and the flag's really building up for Centerburg.
Not sure where the holding call came in on that play. Could have been somewhere bunched up in the middle of that line of scrimmage that we couldn't quite see up here in the press box.
So it's a spot foul, it looks like, maybe. Well, they're still figuring out where this football needs to go. So as they kind of talk this over, the officials will meet in the middle. But Centerburg, I mean, they had a ton of flags on one of their drives previous that resulted in a turnover on downs, just simply because they were playing so far from behind. Thanks to those holds, some false starts were thrown in there as well.
Yeah, they ended up with probably 4 second down plays in just that one 4-down series.
Under 6 minutes. Ballinger shift to the far side. Ball gives Marshall eaten up right away at the 20.
Defensive adjustments from both teams so far really showing out in this early portion of the second half. Both teams really queuing in on that running attack.
So 3rd down and 16. Ball on the 20-yard line of Centerburg, and the Trojans, they need a big play. Last time they needed one, they went to Jax Ballinger. They're looking his way again. This ball underthrown. About 3 yards shy of the 6'5 target. That'll make it 4th down.
Yeah, not a typical miscue by the quarterback, Blaine Ball. Makes you wonder if maybe the ball slipped out of his hands.
I mean,
as
it did look like
throw.
a duck coming out, so that definitely could have been the case. And with the field position, those Ridgewood punt returners are right at midfield. That's where they're looking to get the football. Need a big leg out of Blaine. Still no score here in this 3rd quarter. High kick right at the 50. Fair catch made by Talon Carns. Reset things. Generals have slowly inched their way forward with each of their drives. They've had 3 in this 3rd quarter, and I believe their starting field position has gone up 10 yards. It's kind of staggered each way.
Yeah, eventually, if this trend continues, eventually they're going to find their way in the end zone.
I mean, yes. Generals are definitely feeling that. McQueen makes his way out to talk with his team. Here goes 1st down and 10 right at midfield for the Generals. Every single player in the hashes for Ridgewood as Jax Ballinger breaks up the play. That'll be a big loss of 5. Second down and 15. Generals now working at the 45-yard line. Potential short pass. This one deflected. Back-to-back great plays by Ballinger. Makes it 3rd down and tough situation here for Ridgewood again.
Yeah, it looks like the General offense was trying to go for a screen pass there. Maybe to number 23, Maverick Lockard. But that 6'5 Ballinger getting those big bear paws of his up there to make the good batted down pass.
4:04 to go. Clock stopped after the incompletion. 3rd and 15 on the Ridgewood 45-yard line. 20-14 Trojans. And we'll see a whistle before the play. Timeout by head coach John Slusser. First timeout of the half by either team. It'll go from Ridgewood as they chat away about this next play that could be huge. But you don't want to try to get too aggressive and potentially turn it over here as you're desperate for 15 yards.
Yeah, with how this early portion of the second half has gone, with 4 minutes still left in this third quarter, it's really been one defensive blow after another. Not much offense out of either team. So it makes you wonder if Ridgewood might try to play a little conservative, move the ball a little further up the field. Even if they're still in a punting situation, try to pin Centerburg deep to give your defense a little extra wiggle room to try to help out the offense a little more.
4 minutes left in the third. Here's third down and 15. Stepping up in the pocket. He has to go. Went past the line of scrimmage, and he's eaten up Tommy Haas. Keeps him way short of even the original line of scrimmage, or the original line of scrimmage in the downs. And that'll be fourth down and long. Great job by Haas, the senior, the star linebacker, who has been a little bit quieter today than we're used to seeing him. But a great play there, changes that. And Talon is going to punt this away. Back to return, Hayden Love. He already has a punt return for a touchdown this season. Ballinger nearly got a touch on that block. And this will bounce out before the 30-yard line, so it looks like the 34 is where they're going to mark him here to start. Another drive for Centerburg. Both teams have been shut out here in this third quarter. Very similar to Ridgewood's Week 11 game with Newcomerstown. However, the difference in the story there was that Ridgewood, they kind of gave Newcomerstown a taste of their own medicine in that game, because the Trojans of Newcomerstown, they were kind of a 3 yards caught a dust sort of team. Well, Ridgewood did that very thing on a 90-yard drive that lasted 11 minutes, took up basically the entire third quarter. It's been very different here in this third, as both teams now have had 3 tries to score. None can do it. Marshall will get the first ball, and he'll get a nice gain to the first down marker.
Centerburg going back to old reliable here with Miles Marshall. But to kind of comment on that stat that you just gave for Ridgewood, an 11-minute drive.
And they didn't score.
Insane. That's a long time to be out on the field as a defender. And the fact that they still didn't score in that drive.
They had a fumble at the goal line that ended up giving up the drive that would have been a 90-yard touchdown scoring drive. Ball quick throw going out to, looks like Hayden Love to get another catch. He'll be shy of the sticks. But yeah, you go, I don't remember what the exact number of plays was on that drive, but I mean, they were already up 21-0. So it was just simply the case where they were just trying to eat up that clock and give Newcomerstown no chance to score. Well, I mean, they did a pretty darn good job at that.
And eat it up they did.
2:15 and counting here in the third quarter in Week 12 here. Miles Marshall shifts to the left after going through the line. It's an easy first down. It's all the way to the 42 of Ridgewood.
First down, Trojans.
Clock stopped momentarily for the moving of the sticks, but now to roll back again under 2 minutes. 3 receivers yet again, Merklin and Disiani and Hayden Love, bottom to top on your screen. Ballinger shifts to the near side. Snap to ball, he'll fake it to Marshall, take it himself, and he is wrapped up quickly. Nice job, first hands Logan Reidenbach. Second down and 10.
It looks like maybe just a read option play there for Centerburg. Ball thought he had some open grass there right up the middle. I think they gave him 1 yard on that, bringing 2nd and 9.
All the receivers are near side. 3 of them. Minute to go in the third. Flag before the play. And it looks like it will be just on the is that encroachment on the offense?
I believe encroachment on the offense. Somebody lined up in the neutral zone.
Offsides on the Trojans.
Well, that's the best look we had of it. You can make the call at home, but the call in the field is moving back 5 yards. 2nd down and 14 after that. Under a minute to go. Clock rolls again. Still no scores in this third quarter. Trojans looking to change that here. Ball looking long. He will go to Indiciani for his first catch at the 36. Still short of the first down marker. It'll be 3rd down, and it looks like about 4. Oh, that'd be 3. 3rd down and 3.
It looks like he got him marked down right at the 36-yard line of Ridgewood. And I think Centerburg's just going to run this clock out and go straight into the 4th quarter.
Gridlocked it 20-14. That was our halftime score. Nothing doing here in this third. As the rest of it, money time coming up next, live and free on the OH Report.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Well, folks, here we go. Money time on the way. 4th quarter action, live and free on the OH Report. As Centerburg faces 3rd down and 4. Ball on the Ridgewood 36. Blaine takes the snap. Gives it, or no, keeps it himself, and he's got some room, but he ran right into the last defender, as it looks like McQueen will tug him down around the 15-yard line.
Yeah, he may have ran into McQueen at the very end of this run, but look at him keep those legs driving. Pulled McQueen another 5 or 6 yards downfield.
Quite impressive from the quarterback, the KMAC Player of the Year. Ran for 1,000 yards, threw for 1,000 yards, 20-plus touchdowns on the year. Was one shy of 15 through the air coming into this game. Used his legs that time. 30 seconds gone already in the 4th. Marshall this time will get the signal call, and he'll take it to the 5.
Good run there by Marshall. Looks like they got him down at the 5-yard line right at the sticks.
Drop him. No more sticks here. It's 1st down and goal.
Marshall on the carry, tackled by Israel. 1st down, Trojans.
So Logan Israel went in for the tackle, and the Trojans looking to work another one in. Miles gets the call again. Looked like he slipped as he got it, and he'll get 1 yard.
Yeah, I think he did. He was trying to cut on that left foot, maybe try to bounce the ball to the outside, and it's hard to recover when you slip 3 yards upfield.
Yeah. Just glad he's okay. Sometimes you can kind of hyperextend yourself if you go and pivot like that. But stays out on the field, no limp to be seen. Under 11 minutes, Trojans trying to make it a 2-score advantage. Miles fed again. Touchdown, Trojans. It is a 4th today for Miles.
The young man's already got the hat trick. Feed him more.
He's hungry. He's starving here in this playoff game.
It makes you wonder at the beginning of this game, Marshall told his coaching staff, hey, give me the ball. I'll get the scores. Just give me the ball. Put your faith in me.
Well, if he did, Coach Colella definitely took his word for it, and you got to give credit to him on that. Clock stops at 10:28. Here's the 2-point try. Ball rolls, quick pressure, and you had to throw into a crowd. There's a flag on the play, though, late. They're going to call that a late hit. We'll see.
Ball's pass is incomplete, intended for Love. Penalty marker on the play.
Oh, yeah, he did throw him down. I think Blaine had a little bit of extra acting there. Definitely sold it.
Yeah, he was able to sell the penalty, but honestly, he didn't have to do much selling. Talon Carns really should not have done that. The ball was well gone. That right there is just kind of showing a bit of his frustration so far with how the game's gone.
Yeah, we're going to see another 2-point try, but there was an injury on the field that paused us for a moment.
Roughing the passer, penalty
So
on the Generals.
roughing the passer call gives a retry to the Trojans. They've only completed They haven't been perfect on their 2-point tries. They'll get another opportunity here. Pretty much the same formation. Roadbeck comes in as a blocker along with Jax Ballinger on the near side of that line. Now there's another stoppage. What's going on here now? It's a quick discussion. Here we go. Shotgun still for Blaine. Two receivers just basically as far away from the play as they can possibly be, just to draw some extra defenders. And Marshall jumps through and converts on the 2-point try. It is now 28-14. Trojans lead it by 2 scores with 10:28 to go in the 4th here on the OH Report. Well, it's been a fun start to the 4th quarter. If you're a Centerburg fan, they started to drive, able to score a touchdown with Miles Marshall, his 4th of the day. And now we'll see Brand Fravel kick this off for the Trojans as they look to fend off these Ridgewood Generals who were pesky in that first half. It was 20-14 at the end of the 2nd quarter. And as you can see on the scoreboard, a lot of nothing so far in this 2nd half up until that Miles Marshall score. Rolling squib kick scooped up by Sean Beichelheimer, and he is rocked right around the 35. So switch up the field. Knox Community Hospital first down on the way for the Generals as we've got a flag on the field.
Yeah, that was a huge shot given there by number 9, Sean Carter, which kind of has been a little bit silent so far this game. We'll see what the officials call here.
One of the officials talking with Coach Colella near side. The rest are in a meeting. Of course, officiating crew increases their size by 1 as there is a personal foul on Centerburg. But officiating crew increases by 1 for the postseason, so a lot more of them to go around and try their best to make this a clean game. And I guess in that aspect, maybe too big of a hit. And that's going to go on Centerburg, and Ridgewood starts at their own 49. Very good field position.
Yeah, I think they're saying that Carter may have dropped his head and may have caused a little helmet-to-helmet contact.
Already off to a solid start. Israel took a shot, but it was able to knock it off and go forward for a few more yards on the first play of the drive. Nice play by Logan Israel. He's a big guy. As a sophomore, 5'11", 167, not too bad for an underclassman who will be taking a lot of your carries next year. As he gains 3 there as we're under 10 minutes to go. Two in the shotgun right along with McQueen. Receivers, 2 of them near side. Israel moves into motion. Quick pressure throw complete out to Carns. Makes 1 miss, and he trucks forward. I mean, that guy is pesky as well. I mean, he just refuses to go down.
Yeah, again, we mentioned earlier in this broadcast that he's a smaller guy that Ridgewood has in their backfield, but with how hard he drives his legs whenever he's got the ball in his hands, it's really hard to tackle somebody like that.
I mean, you get to this point of the game, and I mean, Talon, a senior, he was fighting for his career tonight. He'll give it on a sweep for the first down and potentially more for Maverick Lockard, who gets inside the 30-yard line.
And now we see Ridgewood starting to put a little bit of a drive together to kind of answer that touchdown drive that Centerburg just had for themselves.
Sticking with the wing formation. This time they'll go to the main back as Tolliver trucks for, it looks like 3.
Tolliver on the carry, tackled by Bryant and Red.
Bryant and Red combined for the tackle. That play puts him basically dead center of the field at the 26-yard line. Tolliver gets another try, spins off 1 tackler as Johnson couldn't make the play, and now another bull kind of shoved by the offensive line to give him some more yards. This will be, looks like 3rd down and 1 after that.
Back-to-back runs there by Tolliver, able to pick up 9 yards between those 2 runs, 4 on the first and 5 on the second. Both really hard runs right up the middle. That last play there, you saw Ridgewood try to push him forward for the first down like we saw earlier in this game.
Queen barking out orders. 7.5 to go, 28-14 Centerburg, 3rd down and 1. Can the Trojans make the stand here? It looks like the ball came out, but it looks like this will be landed on by Ridgewood, but there is a stand because it's going to be 4th down and 1 again, just by where that ball landed. Here's the play again. Jackson nearly got there. Great heads-up play, however.
Here's something you never really hear about Ballinger. That was just out of his reach.
Yeah. That's a big fella, yeah. 6'5", 240 pounds. Just not able to get to it.
Centerburg crowd trying to hype up their defense. There's big 4th down play, and Ridgewood's going to call a timeout.
Timeout, Ridgewood.
So the Generals need to kind of chat this away again as Ridgewood kind of on the brinks here. They need this to kind of stay in this game with 6:47 to go And they've now called 2 timeouts, so they're kind of putting their money on this drive by calling that one there.
Yeah, they're hoping that they're going to be able to get some more points on the board with a little over 6 minutes left in this fourth quarter. But again, even if they do score, they have to get a huge defensive stop, get the ball back in their offensive hands, and then put another drive together like we've seen so far with this one. It's a tall task to ask for against this Centerburg team.
Going to see if we add some extra, or if Centerburg adds some extra big fellas to the front. Angelo Nichols obviously in.
And they did. They brought in their heavy guys.
Tommy Haas comes to join in, and it looks like they nearly got to him initially, and now they still make the stop. Centerburg football, as you look at this play again, look at Nichols on your screen. Right as this is snapped, he wins this battle, nearly took the quarterback down.
Lockard on the carry, tackled by Ballinger.
Yeah, even with that extra effort that the Ridgewood running back gave, it's too little too late. The whistle had already been blown. Makes you wonder if the referees would have let that play go on just a little longer. That would have given Ridgewood a new set of downs.
And now they've only got 1 timeout left to really stop whatever Centerburg's going to try to do on this drive. With a 2-score advantage, they hold all the cards right now. Marshall given the ball. Just have to hold on to it if you're Miles, as he goes to the 25-yard line to get a couple yards.
Hey, you mentioned him having to hold on to it. Maverick Lockard giving a good rip on that ball, trying to pry it free to give his offense one more shot.
It's been such a good game for Miles. You would hate to see it tainted by a fumble late. 6 minutes to go. Clock rolling potentially on Ridgewood's season. Back to Miles, a little bit of a juggle on the handoff. He's able to finally scoop it in. 2 yards shy of the first down.
Marshall on the carry, tackled by Israel. 3rd down and 2.
Some extra bodies coming in to join the offensive line. Ball runs under center to communicate with his offensive line. He'll go back to the shotgun. Precious time running off this clock as Centerburg tries to get to a regional semifinal with a win here tonight. Marshall gets the give again, spins around that official 2 yards past the first down marker as he's got the spot for the Trojans.
Marshall on the carry.
Marshall's having one heck of a game for himself. Really put this team on his back, scoring all 4 of Centerburg's touchdowns tonight. Well, what I like seeing out of Blaine Ball on this drive especially is the command he's taking over this this offensive line, really calling out things that the offensive lineman may not be seeing initially, taking the time to really get on his guys, say, hey, you got to look for these things.
And part of that is I'm just trying to kill some time. Marshall takes his time, kind of reading that defense to get a few yards. Forgot to reset the down there. It's 2nd down, and after that gain, it looks like it'll be 2nd and 7, maybe 6. Yep, they'll go with 2nd and 7 on the scoreboard. 37-yard line of the Trojans. Clock at 4 minutes now. Frustration starting to build on the Generals side. Ball keeps it this time, and he'll just go down to the ground for a loss. Good win by Ridgewood on that rep.
Yeah, Ball had somebody in his face right at the line of scrimmage, but I think here he just slipped, trying to cut the ball to the outside because he had that seal on the edge that he needed. But I think once he planted that cut foot, kind of gave out from underneath of him with how soft the ground is.
Now, what do you do here? You've got an empty backfield to start things. Of course, Marshall in the slot, he could very well motion, but you're going to throw this football 3rd down and 7 at 3.5 to go? Answer is no, because Blaine Ball has an open seat in front, and he's got some blockers to get into enemy territory at the 35. That is a great play out of the offensive line. They got shut down on the rep before. This time they're able to get a nice play. However, it looks like it's coming back.
Yeah, Ball really slow played that run there, really making sure that his blockers were in place. But his blockers
is it a spot
causing
foul?
Another holding call.
I mean, if it's a spot foul, this still could be a first. Nope, it won't. Oh, yeah, it is going to be a first down. So spot foul, 10-yard penalty, but the spot after the penalty is 2 yards past the marker. So that's a good break for Centerburg.
Yeah, definitely not the yards that they wanted on that play with Ball carrying it all the way down to the 35, but still a new set of downs. Another chance for him to do it again.
That's got to hurt if you're Ridgewood, because you thought you got a break, but no, not really. Clock's still rolling, and a new set of downs. Marshall will just churn on over to midfield. Gain of 4.
I think we're going to start seeing Centerburg try to play a little more conservative with under 3 minutes left in this game. They're already up 2 scores. I think we might see them try to just run the clock out and take the game to the end.
Trojans have all 3 of their timeouts left. Just one to go for Ridgewood. Ball in an empty backfield, calls in a motion man. Held on to by Blaine for the first to the 41.
Ball on the carry, tackled by Tolliver, 1st down, Trojans.
Just a great game on the ground yet again by the Centerburg team. We saw a deep shot down the field early in the contest as they went 66 yards to Hayden Love, but other than that, it has been all ground and pound for Centerburg tonight.
Yeah, the Centerburg offense is just, it's so well balanced between their pass and run attack that they could really run either run or pass heavy and still be very successful, as we're seeing tonight.
1st down and 10 on the 41 as the Trojans put the finishing touches on what looks to be a big regional quarterfinal win, as Marshall has a nice entourage for another first. And then now, Peyton, as we kind of see this clock rolling down, only 1 timeout to go, this looks like we're going to see victory formation soon enough, but we had the running gag that in the KMAC, it just didn't seem like that the Centerburg team was tested quite yet, and we hadn't seen them go into 3rd gear. Do you think we saw 3rd gear today?
I think definitely, especially with that 3rd quarter performance by their defense, just really shutting everything down. And credit to Ridgewood's defense doing the exact same thing as we see Centerburg take victory formation here.
They'll knee it right at the 30, and Blaine Ball watches his offense cheer on this Centerburg fan base that has been desperate for a home playoff win. Coach Colella looks like he's going to deliver it tonight. Under a minute to go until it's official.
Huge credit to this Centerburg offensive front tonight, really opening everything up for this running attack for Centerburg, as we see them finally get their home playoff win on the backs of Blaine Ball and Miles Marshall.
A 4-touchdown day for Miles Marshall was enough for the Centerburg Trojans to win one. They get 10 wins on the season after this one tonight. 28-14, they win it over Ridgewood. The number 1 seed in Region 26, or Region 23, moves on to take on the winner of Colonel Crawford and Mount Gilead elsewhere this evening. We'll have the MVP of this one coming up. You know who it is. And then also, we'll talk a little bit of shop about the postseason moving forward here on the OH Report.
Being able to give back to the community, and just our teamwork is really solid. It makes it an incredible place to work because a lot of people enjoy what they're doing and want to help out.
You get to learn every day. You get to meet very unique people. I get to interact with everyone from the clinical staff to the administrative staff. Everyone has something to offer. It's kind of like a million puzzle pieces coming together to make one large, beautiful piece.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
This is Jonathan Langdon. Catch me right here every Thursday for the Block Party presented by Bob and Bob Door Company, your place for volleyball highlights on the OH Report.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Time now for your player of the game, brought to you by Remax Peak. Miles Marshall comes up yet again. I got to ask you this first question. When are you going to let some of your other teammates get some love up here? I mean, 4 touchdowns today. You took all the scoring, but great win for you guys against Ridgewood. And just take me through what they kind of got you in the first half and what it took to get out of a closer game there.
We knew they were going to load the box, so we knew we had to put up on defense and stop them and then come back, pass, because the pass game was going to be open. Hayden Love, thank him. And that's basically it.
Yeah, the passing game opens things up. Then you get a 17-yard rush and touchdown. You were bottled up there in the first drive and a half or so.
Yes, sir.
It just feels like this team, whenever they can, the opponents kind of jump in on you in one direction, you guys can go the other way. The completeness. Speak on that for me.
Our coach is very good at that. He knows, like, when they load the man with the 7-man box, the pass game's going to be open. The quick game pass, always open.
All right, and then on the defensive side of things, this Ridgewood team had a really good first drive against you guys on the defensive side, and then it seems like you guys slowly, as the game went on, got used to what they were kind of throwing at you. What did you see? What were you able to use to shut down?
They were being really aggressive, so we had to come back and be even more aggressive and basically run down their throat.
Yeah, exactly. And then now we move on to another week here, week 13 coming up. And you're going to have a team that you're not familiar with, most likely.
Not
Colonel Crawford, big win, or it looks like it's going to be a big win against Mount Gilead. But whenever you face a team that you're not used to seeing, what's the approach in practice?
Always practice hard. That's really it. Like,
I guess you don't know yet. You still got to figure some things out.
All right, get the film on them.
Miles, congratulations today. I know you're going to have a lot of shout-outs, and you should, for your performance here tonight. Go ahead and give a look at the camera.
Shout out to my line, my coaches, my family, just everybody that came, basically.
All right, Miles Marshall, congratulations. We'll see you week 13.
Thank you.
Time now for your post-game show presented by Webb's Marathon and Automotive. Jonathan Langdon alongside Peyton Colopy. Good crowd here at Centerburg tonight, getting to go out on the field after a nice win, 28-14 over Ridgewood.
postseason atmosphere was great for these Trojans as the fan base showed out, and fortunately for them, football performance followed suit.
Yeah, tonight, credit to really both teams. Ridgewood putting up a huge defensive game tonight for the Generals, but Centerburg's offense proven to just be too much for them.
Yeah, so spectacular job from not only the entire Centerburg offense and defense, but shout out Miles Marshall, just joined us upstairs, 4 touchdowns on the day. That's been a regular occurrence for him. Of course, joining us upstairs as an MVP. Trying to come up with some other names. We'll see what happens here in the rest of the postseason run for the Trojans. But, I mean, Miles has just been on another level this year.
Yeah, I heard right as he got up here somebody say, "You again," and how could it not be him? He's just been so dominant throughout the entire season. It's hard to not have a young man, especially how humble he is, to come up here almost week in and week out to be our MVP.
My phone actually just died on me. I was just getting ready to check to see that score of the Mount Gilead Colonel Crawford game. I'm scrolling through right now. It's going to take me a while to get there. But just talk about, as I'm doing this, Peyton, Ridgewood, the season they had. Of course, they're going to end this year 9-3, but, I mean, they played some good competition. They had some big wins, and here they are going up against a solid Centerburg squad, and not a bad team to put your head down about ending your year 2.
Yeah, starting off the season 7-0, and then week 8 running into that juggernaut Indian Valley, which we saw just kind of ran through everybody all last season for your first loss of the year. And then ending the season against another great team, Garraway, with 14-0 loss. But 8-2 going into the playoffs, still the number 9 seed. Just goes to show how deep this region is for Division 6, and shows how good that each of these top 12 teams are.
Well, Mount Gilead does fall to 9-2 on the year. They're done with their season, and it's a shame because both of their losses were big. Because Colonel Crawford just beat them not too long ago, 42-8. So Colonel Crawford going to be moving on, the 5 seed, to take on this number 1 seeded Centerburg Trojan squad out of the same conference. I was talking to some people when I was hanging out at Long Branch before the game today here in Centerburg. I think in this new playoff format, the 5 seed is where you want to be. Some people don't like to take the bye week. You get a chance to play the 12 seed, chance to win big, get some momentum into that next game, and I think that's exactly what Crawford just did here.
Yeah, a lot of coaches, from what I've heard throughout the state, I just heard the other day, Coach Justin Todd from Wadsworth wasn't really excited about a bye week, even though his team, I believe, was number 1 in their region, getting the bye week last week. But I think coaches, now that they've been through this first 2 weeks of this playoff season for 2025, I think coaches are starting to figure out that this bye week might be a potential benefit to the top 4 teams. But again, a lot of coaches still like that 5 spot, still get that home playoff game for your kids, but you're not taking that extra week off that might kind of throw them off a little bit.
Congratulations to the Centerburg Trojans. They get a home playoff win, a much needed here at the heart of Ohio, as they'll have to get a chance to be right back here to take on the Colonel Crawford Eagles, as that will be a fun regional semifinal to cover. It'll be right here on the OH Report along with the NFHS Network, as you'll get a chance to tune in to whether you decide to tune in live. It will be under a paywall. However, we will also have the game restreamed after the fact here on the OH Report. Thanks to the sponsors one final time here from Centerburg High School. I'm Jonathan Langdon alongside Peyton Colopy and Shane Young, wrapping things up here today. Have a great rest of your night. Join us for the Pigskin later tonight with a lot of our area teams still in the mix on the OH Report.